You know what it feels like, holding on to something long after it stopped holding you. A relationship that ended, a version of yourself you outgrew, a hope that never arrived, and somewhere beneath the surface, you know it's time to release it. But knowing doesn't make it easier, because letting go is not a decision you make once. It's a grief you learn to carry differently. Psychologists describe this as the paradox of letting go. The more you try to force yourself to move on, the more tightly you grip what you're trying to release. Because letting go isn't an action, it's a surrender, and the human mind resists surrender. What we call closure is rarely a single moment. It is not a conversation that finally explains everything. It is not an apology that erases the past. Closure, most of the time, is something you give yourself when you stop waiting for someone else to provide it. This is why you can know that a relationship is over and still feel attached, why you can understand that a path is no longer yours and still mourn it. Understanding happens in the mind. Letting go happens in the body, in the nervous system, in the parts of you that were shaped by what you're releasing. Research on attachment theory shows that the brain forms neural pathways for significant relationships. When that relationship ends, those pathways don't disappear. And until new pathways are built, the brain will keep returning to the old ones. Not because you want to go back, but because that's the route it knows. This is why letting go takes time. It is not about willpower, it is about repetition. Every day you choose not to reach out, not to replay, not to wait, you are slowly carving a new path. And one day, you will notice that the old path has grown over, not gone, just no longer the default. There is also a quieter grief hidden inside letting go, the loss of who you were in that relationship, that job, that version of your life. Even when something was hard, it was familiar. And the familiar, no matter how painful, has a strange pull. Psychologists call this the familiarity bias. The brain prefers what it knows, even when what it knows is not good for it. This is why people stay in jobs they hate, relationships that hurt, cities that feel small. Because the unknown is scarier than the familiar. Letting go requires you to tolerate the unknown, to sit in the discomfort of not knowing who you are without what you're releasing. That space between the old and the new is where most people get stuck. But here is something you must know. The people who move through loss most effectively are not the ones who suppress their grief or distract themselves from it. They are the ones who allow themselves to feel it without being consumed by it. They let the sadness come. They let the anger rise. They let the longing exist. And then they let it pass, not by fighting it, by acknowledging that it is there and that it will not always be there. Letting go is not about forgetting. It is about remembering without being ruled by the memory. You can carry something in your heart and still walk forward. You can love someone and still let them go. You can miss a version of yourself and still become someone new. You can hold the grief and still choose to live. The door does not need to close forever. It just needs to stop being the only door you're standing in front of. You have not failed because you're still holding on. You have only failed if you stop trying to let go. And you haven't stopped. You're still here, still trying, still becoming. That is not weakness, that is the work. If this video resonated with you, drop a comment. Subscribe for more reflections on the quiet battles we all fight. You're not alone in this. You never were.